Hi, today's video is going to be all about what I think are the top 3 dating sites for people over the age of 60. Hi, I'm KC and welcome to It's Never Too Late to Date. It's the dating channel for people over the age of 60. Now, I'm going to start out with number 3. And number 3 on my books was eHarmony. And I don't know if any of you have been on eHarmony before, but takes a lot of work in the beginning, but it creates probably the most focused results for what you are looking for. And by that I mean, in the very beginning with eHarmony, you have to fill out a rather extensive questionnaire, and that questionnaire covers all of the things that are important for a relationship, like what are your likes, what are your dislikes, what are your hobbies, and what do you do with most of your time, what's your degree of education, what's your income, and I think they just do that in brackets. So there is a questionnaire that gets into a lot of detail, and what's been shown is that 4% of all marriages right now started from eHarmony. So that's pretty good percentage, I would say. And so it's worth a try if you're serious, because it will take you some time and it will cost you some money. You can do the questionnaire for free, but pretty much what it's there for is to entice you to continue with the whole process. They narrow things down really well, and I think that if you're definitely serious about meeting somebody that fits what you're looking for, then eHarmony would be one of the top ones. Now, the next one is Elite Singles. And Elite Singles is a site that's specifically tailored toward people with a certain degree in education. It's education-based as well as income-based, and what type of job you have and that type of thing. There are people out there that are definitely looking for somebody who has a 4-year degree, who is like-minded. If they have a 4-year degree, same thing. If you're looking for somebody who's got similar income coming in as you do, similar lifestyle, that's what they focus on. And it does cost more money than some of the others. It's not the most expensive, but it does cost some money. And one thing that's good about this site is if you do have the money to do it, you're not going to find the scammers on a site like this like you would on just your $19 a month site or the free sites, which there's not many of them, but there are the lower cost ones. Your scammers aren't going to pay a lot of money to take your money. So now the next one is Silver Singles. And Silver Singles is specifically for people our age. And by our age, anywhere, they go from 50 up. You have to be at least 50 to be on Silver Singles, and you're going to be meeting only people in that age group. Now, if you want to meet people in the other age groups, then you probably want to go to something like Match.com or Tinder or something like that. So, but Silver Singles, as I said, is specifically for people 50 and over. And you can put in your parameters of where you live, how far you want to be from whoever you're communicating with, and work the system that way. We've talked about the 3. I think that any site that you get on, you're not going to sign up and then have people just knocking on your door. It's kind of like a gym membership. We pay for things and we don't use them to in the maximum way that we could, and we expect maximum results. And I've talked to many people, I tried out that dating site and it didn't work. And then when you get down into the nitty-gritty of things, you find out that, well, how many dates did you go on? Oh, 2, or less. And they just gave up because they went on this date and they liked the person and then never got any communication back. And were discouraged, took it personally, and just feel like it's not worth their time. And just like with anything, I mentioned this before, it's a numbers game, and you do want to continue to use the site, take advantage of all the pieces that go with that site, whether if you see somebody on it that you like, sending a little heart. If they talk to you, communicate back and forth with questions, so it keeps the conversation flowing. The most important thing is meet that person as soon as you can. Don't put that off. If you're communicating and you feel like there's even just a little bit of connection, something that you have that you could share or talk about, then set up a coffee date and set up a dinner date. And it doesn't have to be the guy that does it. If you're interested in somebody, reach out and just say, hey, it looks like we've got some things in common. I would love to meet and get to know you better. The longer you wait to do that, the more inclined you are to get emotionally connected, and you don't even really know the person. You've never seen them, and people learn how to write things. There are people out there that know what to say when they're dealing on a letter, and either you're not face to face with them, and when there's so many things you can hide when you're just communicating on paper or on text or email. But if you meet them right away, you've got that face-to-face connection, and there's some things that you can sense when you're face-to-face with somebody. And I did do a video earlier of things that you can watch for on that first date, so you'll want to check that one out. But just meet as soon as you can. It also will delete any possible scammers that are out there, except for the ones that are trying to get your money. I do have a couple horror stories that I've heard from friends that have sisters who met somebody online. They connected, they met, and right away the guy started easing his way into her life and her finances, and she was vulnerable. And that's what the scammers are looking for. They're looking for somebody who is vulnerable, who seems like they're needy, and they're just happy to have somebody in their life. And so you want to avoid those people. And I will be doing a video in the next week about how to spot a con man. And so I'm excited about that. I have a guest that I'll be interviewing, and I'll bring that up a little bit more in another video. Now, on to my dating experience. I met David on Tinder. And at the time, my daughters knew about it, and they go, Mom, that's a hookup site. You don't want to go on that. Well, when you're in our age group, that didn't seem to be the case. I noticed that there were lots of people my age, and in the profiles, they were genuine and honest if that's what they were looking for. And I wasn't looking for that, so I skipped right over them. And so you have that option, so you don't have to go there if that's not what you want. So you read through the profiles, look at not just swiping the faces, because you can tap on it. At least at that time, Tinder was free, so I feel like I had an advantage there. But now Tinder, there is a cost to it, and it's not necessarily cheap, but it worked. I felt like I liked it. I liked the way the system was set up, to where that if I swiped right on somebody and they also did that to me, they didn't know that I swiped. You don't know what's going on the other side. And so if I swiped right and unknowingly somebody else swiped right on me, they would match us. And that's how I met David. And that was, I loved that possibility, because you never felt like you were in the position to send a message to somebody who just wasn't interested. I knew that if I communicated with somebody who had who they matched me with, that person liked me as well, at least me that they could see. So love that part. But last but not least, when it comes to online dating, it takes work, it takes consistency. So if you're not willing to do the work, then a dating site is not for you. Just go out, continue to do the things that you normally do on a daily basis, and forget about online dating. But if you're willing and excited about it, then go for it. But do the work, spend the time to meet the people. There's lots of other ways to meet people. We've talked about some of them, and there's one I'm going to talk about in one of my next few videos, so be sure to watch for the title on other ways to meet people. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell so that you get notified when that video comes out. And thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to our next video. See you next time.